Why do we have so many planets if this is the single rock for life?
Hey, my friend. Great question. Long time no see. Finally had surgery on my heart, and I am recovering from that and doing well. Well enough to really start making these videos again. Um, since before making these videos again, I was just doing a lot of videos where you wouldn't see me speak, or I'd point at something. And I did do a few foreign food taste videos that I do. That was about it because I just didn't have the energy or the health to really do these kind of videos. But now, since I do, let's get to your question. So, in your question, you asked if pretty much Earth is it as far as it comes as to life. Then what's the purpose of all the other planets? What's the purpose of the big massive universe that we are in? And that's a fair and just question. Everything um, pretty much can be summed up for his glory. Uh, he created the universe in Genesis for his glory. He has Jesus Christ die on the cross, resurrect, in which we find our salvation for his glory. We gather together to worship him for his glory. He created different creatures for his glory. Everything, in the end, is about his glory and for the testimony of how great and mighty and big he really is. Hey, so I made you a 6-minute video, uploaded it, posted it on my account, just came back about 2 or 3 days later to see that it said error, and then I shut down the app, reopened it, and then it had this still in drafts with about 90% of my video gone. So I don't know what happened. Um, but basically, I had gone on to finish answering your question. So I'll try to, if I can, try to remember exactly what I said word for word. But pretty much, why the other planets, why the massive amount of space. Well, let's look at just the deep parts of the ocean. We haven't even reached the bottom of our ocean yet. There's some parts we just can't reach. And they're always constantly finding new bugs and new creatures and new animals in the depths of the ocean and inside the depths and the darkness of the forests in South America and in Africa and all these different places. They're still finding these creatures. Do these creatures just come out of nowhere right when we discover them? No, they've always been there since the earth has been. Uh, so, what's the point of these creatures if we've just now discovered them? The reason being is because of the glory of God. Creation was made so that it could cry out and worship God, but at the same time, give him the glory that he deserves, and to show also the greatness that is God and how big and powerful he really is. He is bigger than our entire physical universe. Now, according to some scientists, our universe is continuously growing and it never stops growing. And if God is larger than our universe, which is beyond our comprehension, imagine how much even greater that God is beyond our comprehension. It says he holds the world in his hand as a metaphor, just trying to show how the magnitude of how big he really is and how powerful he really is. Now, in your question, you had pretty much made it known without directly saying that you believe that, going off of the Christian answer, we don't believe that there is life out there in the universe. But I would care to argue in the opposite direction. I would care to say that we are the top tier when it comes to the physical universe of God's creation. We are the top as far as the most intelligent. We are made in God's image. So therefore, we are the top. We are the cream of the wheat, if you will. We are the best of the best, even though we did screw it up and destroyed everything that was once perfect. Um, but to have no life out there, I mean, we've already found on Mars, and you can Google this, one-celled organisms. They are alive. So there is life on other planets. Now, you happen to ask about Saturn. I don't know if there would be any life on that gas planet. But uh, I would think it'd be very cool if there was, because what lives on a gas planet, I don't know. What kind of attributes does this creature have to be able to live in such a way they can live on that planet? I don't know, but I would find it pretty cool. But we already know that there are one cell organisms that are already alive and have been alive for who knows for how long on the planet of Mars. Now it's taken mankind all this time to send a little rover to Mars to find these one cell organisms. So why were they there? For the glory of God. I would argue, and most Christians that are well read and well studied, I've never seen any of them argue that there isn't any other life in the universe, just that we're the top tier and that you wouldn't find life like us on other planets, if that makes sense. At best, you would find animal like creatures on Earth like planets, like animals such as cows, dogs, birds, fish, you name it. And then on uninhabitable planets such as Mars, maybe microscopic organisms such as the one celled organisms that they're finding on Mars. So, do we believe that there is life on other planets? Absolutely. Do we believe that there's going to be aliens one day coming and conquering Earth? No. Do we believe that there is intelligent life out there? Maybe, like monkeys and dolphins and such. There might be something out there. But as far as the intelligence of man, who can do music and mathematics and the arts, no. That's something because of how we're made in the image of God. God created everything with word and thought. And He's given us that ability to create such things and understand such things that He has created, such as the sciences, and to be able to create such things as the different types of songs and music from songs and stuff just like that, because we too have the ability to create in some ways. I hope this better answers your questions and why there is such a massive size universe and how it's not a waste, because the Bible does clearly state that God is the giver of life and that God equals life. So if He created it, there's always going to be a purpose to it. And that purpose always equals life and for His glory.